I'm going to be doing a lesson today on multiplying a two-digit number by a two-digit number. I'm going to show us a variety of ways to do it. I noticed that some of my students had problems. So whenever we have a multiplication problem, one of the first things I noticed that they didn't do that I'd like for them to do is to estimate. So here I'm thinking 53, that's close to 50. 47, if I round it up, also close to 50. 5 times 5 is 25, and then I got a couple of zeros over here, which tells me I'm going to add a couple of zeros over here. And my answer has to be pretty close to 2,500. Now, for 53, I rounded down to 50. For 47, I rounded up to 50. So my answer should be fairly close to that answer right there. Okay? So I'm going to show us a variety of ways to multiply this. Hopefully that will help you out. And of course, the first way I'm going to do it is the standard old-fashioned way that we've always learned how to do it, one number above the other. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this again. 53 times 47. And let's go ahead and we'll multiply the 7 times 53 first. So what we're going to do is 3 times 7 is 21. 7 times 5 is 35, 36, 37. All right. So the total we have here is 53. 7 times equals 371. Now I'm going to go move on over to the 4. And if we notice, the 4 is in the tens place. So the very first thing I'm going to do is go ahead, I'm going to put that 0 down there because whenever we multiply by tens, we're just going to add zeros. All right, so here we have 4 times 3 is 12. And here's the hard part. We're just going to bring that one up over there. 4 times 5 is 20 plus 1 is 21. Then I'm going to go ahead and add those all together. And 1 plus 0, of course, is 1. 7 plus 2 is 9. 3 plus 1 is 4. And just bring down the 2. Don't forget the comma. Students always forgetting to put that comma. 3 numbers, comma, 3 numbers, comma, and so forth. Notice how this number is pretty darn close to our estimate right here. So we probably did a pretty good job of estimating right there. All right. I'm going to show us another way to do this because this row is where a lot of the students seem to have problems. This one they seem to be doing okay. Problem. So I'm going to do this one more time, and they seem to be able, most students seem to be able to multiply a one-digit number by a two-digit number fairly successfully. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break this apart. So I'm going to do 53, and I'm going to go ahead times 4, and I'll talk about, it's not really a 4, but I'll talk about it later, and 53 times the 7. So let's go now. The 7's in the 1 place, so we're going to go ahead and do that one first. Okay? 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 5, 35, 36, 37, 37. All right? Oops, let me erase that from our previous problem. All right, then we're going to go ahead and do this one. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Now, of course, here's where we're going to do our last step here. Notice the 4, it's not really a 4, that's a 40. It's in the tens place, so I'm going to go ahead. It's really 40, but there's no point in multiplying by 0, so I'm just going to go ahead and add my 0. Then I'm going to bring this number for the 7 down here, 3, 7, 1. I'm going to go ahead and add those up. There's 1, 9, 4, 2. There's that comma, and I can see that we have the same answer as before. Okay? I'm going to show you one other way that's a fancy schmancy way to do it. And these are for those people that are really, really good, and this is a good way to do it mentally later on once you get really good at multiplying. Okay? I'm just going to write a little bit bigger. 53 times 47. Now, I already know that I'm going to have 4 digits here. So what I'm going to do here is think, okay, 3 times 7 equals 21. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 20, and I'm going to put a 1 there. And I know that 5 times 4 is 20. But I know I still need that place value right here, because I know I'm going to have 4 place values. Okay? So we go ahead and put that 20, just multiplying this times this gave me the 20 right here. And 3 times 7, gave me the 21. And now the question is, how do I find out what that number is right there? This is the way we do it. We're going to multiply the inside numbers. 4 times 3 equals 12. Then we're going to multiply the 2 outside numbers. 5 times 7 is 35. And we're going to go ahead and add those up. That is 7, that's 4. So here I have 47, because I'm going to put it in that space. And remember that 2, I should have moved it over a little bit more when I wrote my 21. So now I'm going to go ahead and add these together, going up and down. So there's nothing there, that's a 1. 7 plus 2 is 9. Bring down the 4 plus 0 is 4 and 2. And lo and behold, we have the same answer. Okay? And I'm going to show you one last way that I was trying to help one of my students that really had problems, the old-fashioned way, carrying things over. And similar to kind of a half of each of these. So, let me go ahead and write it one last time. We have 53 times 47. And some students have problem putting the number up here and remembering what to do. So here's one of my suggestions. 3 times 7 is 21. I'm going to put a little tiny 2 there and my 1 for 21. And then I'm going to go ahead and put 7 times 5 is 35. And 5 plus 2 is really a 7. Go ahead and bring down that 0. 4 plus 1 is 12. I'm going to put a little tiny 1 there. There's my 12. And 5 plus 4 is 20 plus 1 gives me 21. Go ahead and add those. 1, 9, 4, 2. And I've got the same answer. And the last and final way, which I'm going to show you, which is similar to the one I did just before this one. I have 53 times 47. I can think of this as 50 times 40. I'm just going to do place values. 50 times 7. There's my 47. I'm going to multiply 50 times 47. And then I'm going to do 3 times 40. I'm going to do 3 times 7. And I'm going to get 4 different totals. Notice that this is, 50 2 times, 3 2 times. I'm just going to take each place value. So 50 times 40, 5 times 4, we know is 20 plus 2 zeros, that is 2,000. 5 times 7 is 35 plus a 0, 35 and 1 0. 3 times 4 is 12 plus a 0. 3 times 7 is 21. Add those together, there's a 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 4, 2, and lo and behold, one more way that we can multiply a 2-digit number by a 2-digit number. Okay? Now remember, math just takes practice, 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 practice. All right? You can do it. Just keep on practicing.